And is that what I want? Is that what I'm truly impressed by? If you knew exactly where you were going, you are 4 to 5 times more effective. If you don't know exactly what you want, you'll never get it. Good morning, fellas. I am in Marbella, Spain, and I wanted to record this YouTube video because I came across this concept a while back, really, where I know on this channel I've spoken a lot about manifestation. You know, whatever you're emotionally convinced will work for you will typically get the outcome that you want, whether it's affirmations, you know, reading an obituary on your life, you know, being super dialed in and focused on what you want. Well, I could never like put it into a specific analogy until I came across this one a while back, and I introduced it to my team this very week, and every single morning we read it. And it's called The Theory of the Mouse with the Cheese and Cat. And what they found was, if you knew exactly where you were going, you were 4 to 5 times more effective. And what I mean by that is, the mouse, when it was chasing the cheese, it wanted the cheese. And it was 4 to 5 times more effective sprinting towards the cheese, right? And we see this in life. If you don't know exactly what you want, you'll never get it. I knew that, you know, from working in McDonald's from like 16 to 19, that was not me. I wanted to travel, I wanted to see the world. And that was what impressed me at the time. And they often say whatever impresses you will be the level that you get to. So like if you're impressed by a BMW, you'll never have a Ferrari. If you're impressed by a Ferrari, you'll never get a Bugatti. And so from building businesses and scaling companies from zero to my own one, from 0 to 300k a month, I've realized that it's always good to know exactly where you're going, because you get that superior complex, right? I know I can do this, right? I can get to wherever I want. But also, what are you running away from? And I found in this experiment that the mouse, when it was chasing the cheese, but also running away from a cat, it was 15 to 20 times more effective. Now, what is the cat? What is it? I don't know, for you it could be different. For me it was, hey, I don't want to be working in a 9 to 5 anymore. I don't want to be clocking in. I don't want to be that guy that stays in the same job for the next 40 years. That terrifies me to my core. Seriously, it really terrifies me. And so that's what I run away from. And I break it down to every minute piece of detail in my life, whether it's my health, what cars I drive, the homes I own, the exact dollar figure I have in my account, the assets I own, the people I speak to, the friends I have around, the experiences. Like for example, when it comes to your home, running away from the cat for me looks like, hey, I want to be able to leave a legacy for my son and my kids overall, to the point where they feel honored to say that I was their father. Now, you could also imagine a scenario where I was just in the same job for the next 40 years, my kids are not inspired, you know, they're in a poor family, they can't afford anything, they go to public school where there's an immense amount of propaganda, they don't have access to the best public health services and private health services, you know, they can't access private school, they are kind of, how would I say it correctly? They're disturbed to be associated with the family name. And my family name, Warren Mulvey, Mulvey literally means honorable chieftain. And so it's my entire lineage duty to be a leader of men. And if I'm not, I'm really just doing a disservice to my entire bloodline. So that's the cat I'm running away from, like the house. What house do I live in? If I can't afford the houses that I want in Spain, Italy, the French Riviera, you know, so in Texas, where am I? I'm probably in a small apartment that I can barely afford, and with a wife that doesn't respect me. She ends up leaving me, taking half of what I barely have, right? I have to move in home with my parents, because no way on that type of salary I can afford paying off a mortgage, giving money to my kids, and also paying for another piece of rent elsewhere, right? And stuck in this like race and rat race of life. And so what I say to you guys is, if you don't understand what your actual cat is, what you're running away from, you'll never be as effective. You'll be lapped by everybody else. And it's always great to look at the scenarios, or hey, I want to get, you know, I want to get everything on my vision board. But the one thing people always leave out is like, what happens if I don't make my vision board a reality? Seriously, what happens if I don't make that my reality? What are the consequences? The first tier consequences, the second tier consequences, and the third tier consequences of not having that become my reality. And so that's the challenge I want to give to you guys today. Sit down and really think, okay, design my ideal life. What is your obituary? When you die, what are you known for? Your full name. And I put down Warren Mulvey. What is my obituary? What am I known for? What was my health like? What houses did I own? How many assets did I have? How much cash did I have in the bank? Who did I speak to? Who did I network with? Who were my friends? To every detail. And then, like many who don't do this, I decided, no, I'm actually going to write the reverse. What does life actually look like if I don't get any of this? And is that what I want? Is that what I'm truly impressed by? If that's a no, then start running away from it. Start making a change. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. And if you continue to go down this path, right, over the next 12 months, whatever it is, whatever you're doing, wouldn't you say that you'll probably stay in the same position? And if that's something that you're impressed with, okay, please turn off my channel. I don't want to be surrounded by people who are okay with staying in the same position. Naturally, as human creatures, we're evolved to want to grow, but hate change. Because your brain tells you all of these negative things every day. But just like from the book, The Power of Now, which I read over the past month, your mind is not you. Because at the end of the day, if you have the power to choose what thoughts you get to listen to and act on, doesn't that necessarily mean that you're indifferent to your brain? Because you're making the choices. Your brain is coming up with the thoughts. It's a different way of thinking. You might call me crazy, but this exact type of thinking will have you take control of your mind, take control of your day-to-day, and make you realize, hey, I actually do have certain habits that will lead me down this path of these second and third consequences of doing nothing. And so that's what I'll leave you guys with. I really want you guys to understand, as a wrap up from this video, what is your cat? What is your cheese? What are you chasing and what are you running away from? And if you understand that every single day, work is no longer work. You're devoted to avoiding the cat and chasing the cheese. And it's simple. So if you guys like this style of content, I know it's a bit more raw like the previous couple of videos, but if you like this content, please let me know in the comments. If you haven't already, click the bell button so you get the first notification when these go live on YouTube, and subscribe if you haven't. I know the majority of people who watch YouTube videos don't subscribe, and so if you like this type of content, please click that button below. Guys, as I always finish these videos, stay blessed, stay true to yourself, and create your own fucking reality. Stop letting life go by. I'll chat to y'all soon.